angle.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for.
Showboating early from the tipsy king.
When I come to the ring, I live there.
Here's an uppercut, what a shot! Oh, what a shot that is! Fury's wobbling! Usyk charging in for a finish! Fury doesn't know where he is!
I said, this fight is over. But Fury refused to go down.
His recuperative powers are unbelievable.
This is everything that we hoped it would be.
The winner, Oleksandr.
If you want to be a generational great, you have to win the rematch.
How can you not want to watch it? We need it.
Watch me go to work on Saturday night, mate. You won't want a trilogy.
Fight night is edging ever closer. We are just one day away from the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk here in Riyadh. But first, the fighters have to weigh in tonight, and what a setting to do so in. We are here in the Wonder Garden, and the only way I could describe this place, it's Riyadh's equivalent of Winter Wonderland. Welcome. We've got rides, we've got inflatable bananas, and I'm not talking about these two. Hi guys, Carl Brandt and Steve Bunce alongside me. You were never going to miss this one because, Carl, the excitement for this rematch, it's sort of fever pitch tonight, isn't it?
I mean, I've been buzzing about this ever since I've seen the first fight. First fight was incredible. I'm pretty sure that this fight's going to be exactly the same. I see a different version of Tyson Fury in fight week. He's very aggressive. I think he has to be aggressive in the fight, and I think that makes this fight potentially a better one than the first one.
Oh, he's gone early with calling that one. But yeah. Steve, you have been, well, we've had planes, we have had boats, we've had open workouts in front of pyramids in Egypt. It's been a really spectacular week again.
You see, that kind of sells it short. When you say we've had planes, you're talking about the brand new arena that we've got here with 4 Boeing 747s, restaurants, all sorts of theme planes. And then we had pyramids, and they're not tiny pyramids, they're 350 feet of 4 pyramids. Then we've had red carpet. I must have walked down a mile of red carpet. This fight is being set up, and what they do, and what we do now with fights, is we create a 5-day spectacle leading to the first bell.
You deserve every one of those red carpets, Bunsey.
Thank you, darling.
You have been around both fighters all week. What's their demeanour like?
Well, first of all, when Tyson Fury come in, and I've known Tyson Fury a long time, perhaps 18 years, 17, 18 years, and the first thing he said, and this worries me, is he called me mate, not Bunsey, not Steve. Usyk came in calm. Tyson was agitated, and we saw a bit of that. We'll talk about it later on the stare down. Tyson's been on edge all week, and we know that he's on edge away from the camera, so it's not a show. Whereas Usyk looks like he's just finished a yoga session. He just radiates calm. You're in his presence, and your shoulders drop, and you start relaxing. Total contrast, Becky.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like what I'm seeing from Fury, because I think in the fight he has to be more aggressive. And the signs that I'm getting, or the sense that I'm getting in the build-up to this fight, is he's going to be more aggressive in the fight. He has to be more aggressive. Yeah. He can't be reckless with it. The pressure needs to be smart, but he needs to go forward a lot more. And I'm getting the sense from, I arrived in here a little bit after Bunsey from Wednesday, but to me, it just seems like he's ready to fight.
All right, well, it has been an incredible week here, incredible fight week. In case you missed any of it, here is a quick recap.
Big shows. Big fights, they all take place here.
This is the epitome of boxing. The unified World Heavyweight Championship between 2 generational greats.
I suggest this is going to be a way more dramatic fight this time than it was before.
Tyson Fury! The only show in town, the Gypsy King. You know, one biggest event to the next biggest event. Looking forward to putting on the show, as always.
What is your favorite moment of this whole week?
Getting the hand raised on Saturday night. And the new Oleksandr Usyk!
Hello, Riyadh. I'm happy to be here again.
Big show. You feel?
Yeah, I'm very feel. I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. It will be great fight. I feel good. What I feel I win.
Planes, trains, automobiles, now we got a boat. I mean, what other surprise do we have for Saturday?
A lot of pain, smash and damage, a lot of hurt, serious hurt. A lot of damage.
He likes what he's doing, so he's getting prepared himself for the party during the fight night. He's doing it with all of his heart.
We saw a little bit of a footwork here, and you're known for excellent footwork. Boxing or dancing?
I think it's dancing.
I agree.
The final press conference for the rematch the world has been waiting for.
Tyson Fury will come through this, and I don't think this fight will go the distance. Do not blink after the first bell.
Oleksandr Usyk is an incredible fighter, and it will take something extraordinary to beat him. But I know we've had our differences. Tyson Fury is capable of extraordinary things. Can't believe I'm saying it. May Tyson Fury be victorious on Saturday night for Britain.
First fight, I talked a joke, told me career. This time I'm serious. I'm going to dish out a whole lot of pain.
Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
Yeah, it really has been a truly epic week. But let's talk about the press conference yesterday, because it felt like Fight Week sparked into life. The face-off yesterday lasted 11 minutes. Not that I personally counted, but I mean, it was over 10 minutes, which is intense.
Gotta be a world record, that, Bonsi.
For a real face-off, it's a world record.
I imagine it probably is a world record. But what happens a lot of time in this game is people become part-time sports psychologists, and they think, so he's blinked first, so he's going to lose the fight. A lot of it's nonsense. These two guys just didn't want to look away. It's almost like they're giving something away. If Fury had looked at him for 1 second and turned away, that wouldn't have had one single iota of impact in this fight. But it was a long one.
It wasn't like Tyson Fury was sweating under that hat, yet still he did not move.
I was watching it from 20 feet away, and I was sweating because you could sense it. And watching it here, you get a degree of the intensity. But I am telling you, Beck, live, that was incredible. Because what also happened is this whole drama, it starts off with just Turki Al-Sheikh, the two boxers, and then slowly, as the minutes tick and the seconds go, more and more people come, till we have a stage full of 100 people armed against each other, and they have to wedge themselves between the two fighters to move them apart. And then Tyson Fury flicks. That's when he sweats. That's when he starts swearing. And still Usyk is standing like this.
But is that mentally draining for both people? Because I don't know if you've ever tried to stare someone out for 10 minutes.
I mean, I don't know if it's mentally draining. I just think both these guys are probably, they're different in a sense of their personality and mentality as well. But I think mentally, both of them are extremely strong people. Although different, they're a little bit different. But I mean, in terms of fighters and sportsmen, there can't be too many more fighters or sportsmen mentally stronger than either of these guys.
Well, back at the weigh-in in May, it all kicked off a little bit. Are we expecting something similar tonight?
Well, I think Darren Fletcher, we're going to hear from later on, or maybe it was Carl, they noted that the stage behind us where this is going to happen is very steep, and there's not a lot of room. If this happens on this stage here, people are tumbling off the edge like coins in one of those amusement arcades. Am I right, Carl?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm telling you, if it goes off like that on this stage, then we're going to have 7 or 8 people tumbling 8 feet down to the floor.
Do you think after the Fury that we've seen this week, how short he's been with everybody, how aggressive he's been, and just his demeanour, do you think that there's a chance that this is going to be a nice head-to-head? I think this is going to be chaos up there.
Honestly, we're safe and sound slightly higher on a platform bringing you this. What are we expecting weight-wise tonight?
I think they'll both be slightly heavier. I think Usyk will be a few pounds heavier, but only pounds. And I think Tyson might be up to 8 or 9 pounds above his weight. I don't see either of them being monumentally heavier. I think Tyson might be. He looks bigger this week, but, you know, he's also had 5 layers of clothing on most of the week, Carl. But I think both are just a little bit more. It's my gut feeling.
I absolutely agree with that. I think that both guys will be heavier, and Fury will try to use that weight in this fight as well.
I was going to say, how does that benefit?
I mean, I think he needs to be more aggressive. He moved way too much the last time, but if you're a smaller man like Usyk, it's much easier to be walking forward than to be pushed back, and Fury needs to try and push him back. Easier said than done, but that's got to be the plan.
Yeah, that's it.
No, listen, I think Carl's absolutely right. But there's one thing, there's saying, oh, it's easy to beat Oleksandr Usyk. AJ said that, Del Boy said that, everyone says that. Push him back, push him on his back foot, and you can get to him. But he doesn't move that way, he's too clever. But Tyson is smart enough to do it. And maybe with another 7, 8, 9 pounds, which will give him, by my calculation, he might be 3 stone heavier. That should be bulk enough to push a man back, in my opinion.
All right, well, we're about 20 minutes away, probably, from the start of the weigh-in to finding out how everyone is going to come in tonight. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to hear the thoughts of both Fury and Usyk as they reflect on their first fight that happened earlier in May this year. See you in a sec.
In the build-up to Fury and Usyk, do you think that Fury overlooked Usyk?
When I lost my fights, everybody said, do you think you overlooked them? Do you think... We never overlooked them. We just never took them as serious as we should have.
Were you concerned for Fury? Did you think Usyk could win this after a couple of rounds?
This man has got a war in his country, and if he was in boxing, he would be on the front line, so he's looking at this fight as like war. Fury didn't take the fight that serious because there was a couple rounds he was, mucking about when he should have been serious.
In the 9th round, of course, that was the great round for Usyk. Can you remember your reaction when you first realised he wasn't just caught, he was really hurt?
Well, I didn't know he was hurt because when a man bounces, he's still focused in my mind. Because if he's focused to know to bounce off that rope and bounce off that rope, to me, his focus, he was thinking about doing something, but it wasn't there.
Because when we look back on it, we now realise he was gone. He was, without the ropes. Or was he?
You keep on saying he was gone. If the man's up, he's not gone. He's still bouncing around.
That's a valid point.
Yes.
So basically, you're still thinking he could come out of this with a flurry of shots.
Yes, I was thinking that.
So you didn't think it should have been stopped in that round, like some of us did?
I think the referee was excellent in that fight. There's points where he could have stopped it, but the ref knows there's all the different commissions and different belts, and let the fight be. Let the fight be. Some guys would go in there and stop it. I'm like, yo, we didn't see the end of the fight. The man could have fell. We wanted to see him fall or come back.
In the 10th round, did Usyk miss a trick by not going for the stoppage?
Yes. I don't know what was said in his corner, but what should have been said was go for it. Put every single thing into this round.
What would Manny Stewart have said to you if you went back at the end of the 9th round, just smiling, and sent you out for the 10th? And you can do it in all its full glory. What would he have said to you?
He would say, come on, you got a dead man in front of you. Come on, you got a dead man in front of you. Go knock him out.
That was the polite version.
Yes.
Did the right man get the decision on the night?
Yes, he did.
Did Tyson Fury throw that fight away by not concentrating in all 3 minutes of all 12 rounds?
I believe if he had a lot more focus in the first fight, he would have won. Fury has to focus, be in great shape, and box. He's a big man. Use that big man qualities.
Welcome back to Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We're in the incredible setting of the Wonder Garden, building up to the weigh-in ahead of the rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. As Fight Night edges closer, a reminder for you of how you can watch the fight with us on TNT Sports box office from 4 p.m. tomorrow. That QR code you can see on your screen right now, just scan it. For more information, all the T's and C's are there. The event is 18+. Now, yesterday we mentioned that the face-off between Fury and Usyk was 11 minutes. Carl Frampton and Steve Bunce are trying to give it a go. They've been at it for the last 4 minutes or so. I think Carl's had more experience than Buncey, but they do keep laughing in each other's face just to prove how difficult it is. Well, as those two keep on trying to stare each other out, let's take a look at the fight that happened in May between these two. Steve, they've broken it.
He just got Zinedine Zidane.
He did it. He went away first.
All right, well, Steve Bunce sat down with both fighters to talk through the key moments. Have a look at this.
Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury. Let's get straight to it, fellas.
Two men with legacies on the line. Showboating early from the tipsy king.
Look, 35,000 fans inside Riyadh season. It was unbelievable. It was a great experience being there, and it was a lot of fun.
What about you, Oleksandr? Did you have fun in the ring?
When I come to the ring, I live there. Tyson too, I think. But when we fighters go to ring, more life.
That's when you come to life.
Preparation, training,
boxing.
Just fight.
This round he was hurt. Watch these two big rig uppercuts.
Good solid shot. Usyk took it well, but that's a peach of a punch from Tyson Fury.
Can't tell me this never hurt him.
That looks like a good body shot, Oleksandr, I must admit.
Yeah, of course. Good body shot.
But you expect it?
Yes.
There's an uppercut, what a shot!
Could you sense that hurting, Tyson?
Yeah, be careful.
Big shots.
Move, yeah.
No?
No, Phil.
Didn't hurt you in that round? Did he hurt you at all? Both of you are just wrapped. What's it like watching this?
I'm happy.
Because you know the result.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyson?
I'm happy. Very happy.
Because it was a great fight.
Good fight. Listen, he got the decision. Fantastic.
Tyson, everybody thought there was something wrong with your nose because you were dabbing it. Tell us exactly what was wrong with your nose or what wasn't wrong with your nose. You just bleeding.
Just a bit of blood, yeah. Got punched on the nose.
And it happens.
And your eyes water and you get hit in the nose.
That's close enough. That shot's a good shot, Tyson. You're having a hold on, you're reeling. What are you thinking here? Can you remember what you're thinking?
Yeah. I'm in the fight. I'm thinking, come on. I'm thinking, why am I not falling over?
Did you think the ref had stopped him when he sprinted?
No.
Because you knew he was going to give you a...
It's the world heavyweight title fight, undisputed. At least a man's got to go down to the floor before you knock. And someone like me who's been down loads of times, who gets back up, at least give me one chance.
What about you, Oleksandr? When you were catching him with those 12, 14 punches, did you think the referee could have stopped the fight?
I don't think about it.
You don't? You just fight it?
Yes.
Is your head clear at this point?
I'm clearing my head up,
in this 10th round.
He made a very valid point. I recover quite quickly. It's a testament to my fitness and stamina where I'll be able to recover quick. Yeah.
The winner by split decision from Ukraine, Oleksandr.
You knew it was tight.
I knew it was a close fight. I thought I'd done enough, but listen, I don't complain. He's got the victory and I was happy for him. I congratulated him, shook his hand, gave him a kiss, and I was happy that we both went home to our families safe.
So, Oleksandr, what can we expect in the rematch?
Just keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. He won't tell us. He's holding back. He's holding his cards close to his chest. What can we expect from you?
I'm a side-on boxer. Slipping, sliding, uppercutting, hooking. So I'm going to do that, but more focus. Not so much this and little bit more focused on my job. And then I think that's my way to victory.
Can I get the pair of you to shake hands? Thanks, fellas. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk.
That was some incredible insight there. Bunsey will get to you in a minute. Hello, Richie.
Hello
Great
there.
that you have joined us. Richie Woodall is alongside us. Richie, we will come to you in just a second because, Bunsey, what was it like having both of them sat there watching that? What was the sort of aura in the room?
Well, there was a sort of degree of sort of intensity, but what there really was the two of them just watching it. And as they were watching themselves, they weren't really bothered about me. It makes me look, that clip there, like I was involved. I wasn't. It was just these two men watching themselves hit each other, and they kept talking to each other. And so Tyson would go, "Good shot that, Oleksandr." Then Oleksandr would lean forward and go, "Good." It was really weird. They just wanted to see each other. And what you couldn't see is how big the screen was. The screen was the same size as the two men. So it's like an 8-foot screen with these 7-foot boxes in it. It was an absolute privilege. And it was just great to be in amongst them.
Honestly, well done for putting that together because that was amazing. Richie, let's talk about the tactics of the last fight. How much credit should Usyk get for what he did and what he brought?
Well, his tactics was definitely with movement. Started very well, I thought, jabbing to the body, so targeting Tyson's body with just a straight shot, a jab, just maintaining the gap all the time. Movement's key to him. If you watch the way he boxes, he never really goes back twice. He'll go back once, then he'll go around. So he's very, very clever. You never see him on the ropes and you never see him in the corners because he maximises his skills by that movement you see. He's like a bee that's buzzing around the opponent and coming in and stinging. That's what he does. Tyson, I thought, in the last fight, probably got pushed back. For a big man, he got pushed back too easily. So he's got, like the lads have said, he's definitely got to be more aggressive. He's got to hold the centre of the ring a lot better this time and not be pushed back. I think he's got to target Usyk's body when he actually comes in. But for me, there's two key punches for Tyson Fury in this fight, Becky. One is the jab to maintain the gap, bring Usyk over the front foot and then whip the right uppercut through the middle. And the other shot then is the actual uppercut itself as he comes forward. So it's the jab and the uppercut that could win it for Tyson Fury. And there's a real serious look about him this week. I like that.
Carl, is that easier said than done, though, with someone like Usyk, who's so elusive?
I mean, Usyk, in my opinion, he's a great fighter. What he's done in the cruiserweight division, what he's done in the heavyweight division, inside 20-odd fights, this guy should be spoken about as one of the best fighters that's ever lived. So, like, that's the plan, isn't it, Richie? Yeah. But it's much easier said than done against a guy like the.
And also, Usyk. Not as easier said than done, but we all know, all of us on here, everyone watching, everyone using the camera, the sound man, everything, we all know that Fury's got a great right uppercut, and we all know that that's what can hurt Usyk. Well, guess what? I'll let you in a secret. If we all know, Usyk knows as well, for God's sake. Yeah. And he's not in this game to play someone else's fight. So he's going to be... I'm interested to ask you, Rich. Yeah. He's got to guard against being hit with long right uppercuts and short right uppercuts. Yes. What's the best defence against that shot?
Yeah.
Listen, I've stumped Richie.
What I will say, Becky, is this. If you watch the last fight between rounds 4 and 7, there's only one boxer in it. Yeah. Tyson Fury is in control and he's cruising, to be quite honest. We even went back to Carl at one stage to ask for his opinion, and he says it's going to be really difficult at this pace, the way if Usyk's going to get back into this fight. He's just got to replicate those 3 or 4 rounds, and he hasn't got to do it for 12 rounds, you know. He's got to do it for 7, because if he wins 7 rounds, you win the fight.
So he's got to replicate that. What are we thinking on replicating the showboating from last time? Do you think we will see any of it?
We'll see none of it. I don't think we'll see it. I mean, even his demeanour this whole week doesn't suggest that he's in a jovial mood. It would be strange for me if I seen any sort of showboating, and I don't want to see it. I mean, I think a lot of it the last time was, I think, the waste time and kind of get a bit of space and that sort of thing.
Slow it down.
His rounds had already run 20 seconds.
I don't think we're going to see any of it, and I think he's going to try and put the foot down as much as possible.
What about Tyson Fury's corner this time? How is that
different?
Got to be
more disciplined. Definitely, I think, Steve.
Yeah, it's definitely more disciplined, and we, according to the papers that have been filed, Gypsy Johnny Fury, Tyson's father, will not be in the corner. However, that could change overnight. Yeah. John might arrive, he might have arrived today, he might arrive tomorrow, and it gets his name added to the list. But right now, there are 3 men in the corner. Andy Lee, who's related to Tyson Fury, former world champion. Sugar Hill, Stewart, who's really close to Tyson because it's a Manny Stewart connection. And then the third man is a great cuts man called Jamie Sheldon. They're the 3 at the moment. That could change. And I think there was a lot of noise in the corner last time, and some people think it was, well, detrimental to his work.
The thing is, Becky, it's Tyson that will call that, because he's the one that's got to be happy. If he wants his dad there, then his father will be in the corner, because it's the boxer that has to be happy. There was too many voices, and I think they'll be more disciplined and they'll cut that back. But John could be in the corner if Tyson wants it.
We haven't seen many mind games this week, just in general. Is that harder to play mind games on a rematch?
I don't really know, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think...
Were you the king of the mind games, Carl?
No, I wasn't. I didn't play any mind games myself.
He may not have played any mind games, Carl, but sometimes because he was quiet and silent and he didn't play any mind games, his opponents are going, he's playing mind games with me. Yeah. He's not getting involved. So, but you can play mind games without playing mind games.
Absolutely. Nino Donaire done it for... I mean, I remember I fought Nino Donaire. I was thinking, this guy can't be as nice as he can. Everybody loved him, and I remember thinking, people aren't even going to be supporting me. So Fury, we've seen a version of Fury doing that in the first fight, Mr. Nice Guy, a completely different version this time. But I think both guys, there's. I don't think we need mind games really for this fight.
I think Usyk as well is immune to that, you know.
Yeah, he is.
He has been very calm, hasn't he?
He's solid.
So is that then, to all three of us, is that why Tyson got so angry yesterday and was swearing and threatening? Because he tried his best for 10 minutes of glaring. Bear in mind, he's 5 inches taller, glaring into Usyk's eyes, and Usyk's just like that.
Yeah. Maybe.
Did he break him? I'm only throwing it out there.
And have you ever seen Usyk that calm before?
No, I've seen him calm, but Bex, on Monday I did him. I told you this, Carl. And he came in and he sat down in the room, and I was sitting there. Even I went, ooh. Yeah. You just felt calmness and also confidence. Yeah. Calm and confidence. What a double act.
But also, how many times have these two faced off against each other now?
Well, I'm going to put this out there, and anybody knows differently. These two have faced off, by my calculation, 8 times. So they fought once, they're about to fight their second fight. But because of cancelled fights, and because of the multiple press conferences we've had, they faced off 8 times. I'm going to put it out there, I don't know if there's 2 boxers in history who have ever faced off 8 times. 8 times, because if it's a fight in the old days, it was 1 face-off. If it was a fight in modern days, it was 2 face-offs. But that would mean that the people we're talking about have actually had 4 fights. These guys have faced off 8 times.
And that's probably why they're sick and tired of it now, aren't they? And that's why we're seeing nothing new, really. They know what they've got to do. They'll have the tactics in their mind. They'll know what worked for them last time and what didn't. So they're just ready to go now. And all the mind games, they go out the window here now.
So we touched on it earlier a little bit. There was pushing and shoving back here in May. Richie, for you, what do you expect to see?
Well, I'm expecting it to boil over at some point, because it's been very, very calm all week. Maybe this will be the date and the venue for it to actually boil over here on the way in, because I just think it's been too calm. And I know what I've just said, obviously they know what they've got to do, but it's just been too calm for me. So it could be a turning point tonight. We could see it boil over, but like Bunty says, if it does boil over and they start spilling over that stage, we better get some medics ready.
I've got a feeling we might actually see something today that we're not planning for, which they might be separated, like David Hay and Derek Chisora all those years ago. I'm not saying they're going to put an iron cage down the middle, but I would not be at all surprised if they're separated and if the face-off is no closer than you and I,
Becky. If they get face-to-face now, it's going to kick off, I think.
If there's nothing to separate these guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be chaos.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, it's going to be chaos. Make sure you stay with us. We are edging ever closer to the weigh-in tonight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Obviously, we've got a full undercard as well coming your way. We are live here in Riyadh at the Wonder Gardens, and we will see you after the break.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for.
It doesn't even look real, you know what I mean? It's almost like something out of a film. Rocky and Ivan Drago type stuff.
It was our rumble in the jungle, and it was in our time.
Second zone, round 9.
This feels like a big round. If he can nick another one, Oleksandr Usyk, he's right back in the fight. Usyk's taking the best of Fury. He's still in there. and he's taken some serious shots in there. Oh, what a shot that is! Fury's wobbling. Usyk's caught
him. Fury just switched off for a second on the ropes. And what we saw was a 6'3" Oleksandr Usyk and a 15-stone middleweight physically dominate and walk down a 6'8", 20-stone Tyson Fury.
Is that the game changer? Usyk can sense the finish.
With every punch, your eyes got wider and wider and wider. You was like, no, this is happening, it's happening.
Usyk charging in for a finish. Fury doesn't know where he is. He's all over the ring. Is this a sensation?
I don't think there was an inch of the ring that he didn't cover.
Tyson Fury hanging on. Down he goes, does he not? An astonishing change in the fight.
I want you to see that his eyes were still there, you know, that he was still in it. We've seen him get in trouble in fights, like the last round of the first fight he had with Deontay Wilder. His recuperative powers are unbelievable.
I didn't know he was hurt because when a man bounced off that rope and bounced off that rope, to me, he's focused. If the man's up, he's not gone.
And there's the bell. And what a turn.
And I took his best shots and smiled at him. He must have been thinking, wow, what have I got to do to get this man out of there?
Tyson Fury needs this minute like he's never needed a minute before.
I don't think the referee's going to stop a fight like that, though, that magnitude. Especially when I've already got off the canvas 10 times in my career to win fights. Do you know what I mean? Nail him to the canvas, but he's going to keep coming.
The winner by split decision from Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk.
All the way through, we were on the edge of our seats watching these two absolute brilliant heavyweights at the pinnacle of their powers and careers. It doesn't get any better. We were there for the most important fight of the 21st century.
What is it you would like to talk about?
Ah, you're awake, Mr. Fury.
How was your flight, Rabbit?
Is everything okay, sir?
It's not too worried.
Don't look at me anymore. I miss you.
Do you miss me?
Don't be afraid. I don't want When you sleep at night, ugly man, you think.
Think of me. I'm going to punch your face in.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Show me your friend. Show me your friend.
What are you doing here? Wake up, man!
Dad?
Hey, Tyson. We need to end this.
I'm going to end you.
And let it feel.
Honestly, those promos get better and better. That has to be one of the best yet. We are just a few minutes away from the start of the ceremonial weigh-ins ahead of the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Just a quick reminder for you of how you can watch with us on TNT Sports Box Office tomorrow. Scan the QR code that is on your screen right now for more information. All of the T's and C's. The event is 18+, but please do join myself, Carl, Bunsey and David Hay tomorrow from 4 p.m. All right, we have not got long to wait before these weigh-ins start. Darren Fletcher will be here to talk you through the weigh-ins. But until then, should we take a quick look at the undercard here? Because we have got 8 incredible fights heading your way tomorrow night. Bonson, do you want to kick us off here? What's your pick?
Well, listen, I've got to stick with the heavyweights. And young Moses Satama, I know he's at the top there, 19 years of age. He seems to have been around forever. He's not. He only turned pro last year against Dempsey McKean. Now, Dempsey McKean's last fight was a world title eliminator. He lost in the 12th round to Filip Hrgovic, who earlier this year faced Daniel Dubois for an interim title. And wait for it, I've got to be honest with you, Hrgovic was the favourite in that fight by the bookies. So this is a massive step up for Moses Itama, a massive step up against Dempsey McKean. I know Dempsey McKean's been out of the ring for a year, Rich, but it's still a massive step up in my opinion.
All right, let me jump in here. Richie, Moses Itama fighting in Riyadh again. He's only 19, from Chatham, but never seems to be affected by the big occasion.
He's getting better and better. Every time he boxes, you see an improvement in his style. His boxing seems to flow. You hear reports about him boxing in certain gyms and sparring certain opponents with ease. So, yeah, he's really one for the future. Keep his feet on the ground and just keep him winning. But in terms of his technique and his boxing ability, there's not many out there that's better than him, to be quite honest. He's a sensation, I think.
You say one for the future, Carl, future world champ?
Moses Itama, I mean, I would be very surprised if he's not. I mean, there's still a long way to go, but this kid is so special. I mean, he's got it all. He can fight, he can box. He's got the fastest hands I've ever seen for a heavyweight ever. And we're going back to Ali. We're talking about Mike Tyson. Now, I'm not talking about he's as good as these guys yet, but he's certainly got faster hands on them.
And what's really interesting, okay, is that we think he could fight for a world title, but there's about 30 heavyweights who legitimately are in front of him. We have a situation, and Frank Warren's been talking about it all week. On wherever he's done an interview, Frank's talked about that. We are blessed with this generation. We haven't got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 10 or 12 top quality heavyweights, and they're all going to have to fight him, which they're doing here. So Moses, there's no shortcut to even a vacant title. This is not the 1980s or the 1990s. Things are different now.
Tougher right now than it was 5 years ago.
Absolutely. In the heavyweight division, Moses is looking and he's thinking, I've got to fight at least 3 or 4 of these 15 or 16 or 20, and that's tough, Becky.
Well, speaking of heavyweights, another all-British fight on the cards. Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen. What do you make of this, Richie?
This is a great fight. I think for both of them, this is a great, it's a shot window really to look good. Johnny Fisher, I think, is about number 10 in BoxRec in the UK. Dave Allen's a bit further down. But Fisher, the Romford Bull against the White Rhino. It sounds like a monster movie, to be quite honest. But yeah, I like Johnny Fisher. In his last contest, he took out his opponent in the first round, a good 1-2 combination. Then he followed it up. He looked really, really good. And yes, Dave Allen, though, is very, very strong. He's only been beaten by good fighters like Dillian White, like Lewis Ortiz, really good fighters. So for me, if the Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher, can stop Dave Allen, that would be some performance indeed. But don't write Dave Allen off, because he's as hard as nails.
Yeah, what does he bring?
Dave Allen's a very, very good fighter, and he's linked up with my old coaches Jimmy Moore and Nigel Travis, who I think that speaking to these guys, they seem to think that this is the best shape he's been in for quite a while. And there's a couple of different versions of Dave Allen. If we get the good version of Dave Allen tonight, which I think we will, Johnny Fisher's going to be in for a hard night, a lot harder night than people expect. I think we'll learn a lot about Johnny Fisher after this fight.
And when I spoke to Dave Allen, I think on Tuesday, and I'm not joking, it looked like it was Dave Allen's younger brother. I've never seen Dave Allen's skin so good. I've never seen his body so good. I've never seen his eyes so clear, and I've never seen his head so stable, because he's a roller coaster fighter. And I tell you, this is the most dangerous Dave Allen I've seen in whatever he's had 20 odd fights.
Well, they were very respectful at the press conference yesterday. They said they were good friends, but what do you expect when they come face to face here tonight?
There won't be no friendship in the ring, because like I say, they know that the winner could go on to real big things and you could get a real big payday. I mean, they've probably been well paid anyway out here, but that's what they'll be looking at. And for Dave Allen, yes, definitely he's looking in the best shape. But like I say, the Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher, ranked number 10, he'll be thinking, I want to get into that top 5 and get in with the real big boys in the British division. So let's wait and see.
Well, they both got to get through tomorrow night, but what are we thinking, like Moses and Talma, Johnny Fisher fights?
Well, I've got to tell you something. If they both came through on Saturday night, Carl, and they were matched, I'd go as far as say that's one of the best non-title fights that could possibly be made in Britain.
Prospects, these guys
would be staggering.
Yeah. We're seeing prospects fighting each other because the money's here for the fights to happen.
I mean, and by the way, they've both got to get through. Yeah. And Johnny Fisher is in a bit of a luckless position, if you don't mind me saying so, because most people, casual fans and even fans, they remember Dave Allen coming in overweight, not being bothered, and just not getting involved. They haven't seen this Dave Allen. Johnny Fisher's up against it, because if he wins, people will say, oh, it's just Dave Allen. And if he loses, people will say, well, that's Dave Allen, he's finished. Johnny's really under pressure.
And I think he's got to go in with the mentality of he might go the distance this time. Yeah. You know, he's explosive and he knocks guys out. But Dave Allen's a tough man. So he's got to have that mentality of getting through the contest, going for points. If it becomes a stoppage or a knockout, that will be a massive bonus.
All right, well, we are live here from Riyadh. This is the Wonder Garden. As you can see, it is filling up, ready for the weigh-ins. We are hopeful that they will get underway shortly. Possibly a couple of fighters may have been a little delayed getting here tonight, let's just say. David Adelaide is in the house. I tell you what, it has been a who's who all week, hasn't it, of who's turned up in Riyadh. But look, he's looking pumped, he's looking excited for this weigh-in. Boys, you've had some selfies with various people this week. Carl, you've been the king of it.
King of selfies here.
I've been enjoying myself. We had the night at the Ring magazine gala dinner last night. I was chasing Darren Fletcher about taking photographs for him all night. It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
No, I mean, I've seen some of the greats. My hero, Roberto Duran. Yeah. Got a photograph with him.
What did you ask them? Are they all coming to the fight tomorrow night? Because I feel like everyone's always here at these fights, aren't they? I mean, Lennox Lewis is here. Everybody. Neymar,
yeah.
Lennox is floating around, and Lennox is really at home in Saudi. He's been doing a lot of work. He's been coming out here a lot. And there's a thing, and I've had the pleasure over the last 10 years to work with Lennox Lewis, and it is a pleasure and a privilege. And he just floats through. He's just relaxed. That's a picture there of Johnny Fisher's dad, Bosch. Yeah. You know, just go back to Johnny Fisher.
There was a good Chinese. You invaded
there's a place. I've discovered a place called like Peking Palace, the dirty Chinese, the best Chinese in Riyadh. Little plug for them. They won't give me a discount. But I'll tell you a great Johnny Bosch story. Johnny Fisher's father. They were selling, 3 years ago, they were selling meat and eggs from a van in Romford Market. 3 years ago, this Christmas. That's how Johnny Fisher was supplementing his early boxing career, by still selling from the back of a van meat and eggs in Romford Market. Now, I'm not saying every boxing story is a fairy tale, but have a look, we're in Wonderland, aren't we, or whatever it's called. Johnny's weighing in Wonderland to fight in Riyadh. 3 years ago, he's going, pork chop, 6 dozen, 5 quid, leg of lamb, trying to beef, fill it here, what's nearly like, I mean, come on, boys and girls, it's ridiculous.
Definitely.
You got a job there, you have.
Look, you can see the lady on the hill there behind us in that shot. That is where the fighters will be walking out from under. I mean, it's spectacular. They walk past some flamingos, for goodness sake, that are having to put up with all this tonight, thinking, what on earth is going on? But it is the most spectacular venue. I mean, it's just...
It's one of the best, because the vegetation's ridiculous everywhere. But I've got to tell you, when we did the open workouts, when it was last night, the night before, with those pyramids, and I'm not joking, I've never seen the real pyramids. I've not been to Cairo, and I really want to go. And I got a selfie with myself. I did a Carl Frampton and a Darren Fletcher. I sat down and I took a selfie with the pyramid going above me. It's 300 feet up in the air, Bex. Yeah. It's a real pyramid. It's unbelievable.
Becky, just before we go on, there was a fight on the undercard, and I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but I'm going to go back. We didn't mention it, and it's maybe not the quality in terms of the fighters that are on it, But Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor
what a fight.
is a very, very well-matched fight. Both of them like to fight. Both of them are aggressive as well. I think that's a fight that it's not going to steal the show because we know what we've got at the top of the bill, but it's going to be a cracking
It's
fight.
going to come close to stealing the show. And I think we should also give a shout out to Peter McGraw, who was meant to be fighting Dennis McCann, challenging for the British title. He's moving up a couple of weights. And at late replacement, 3.5, 4 days notice, Reece Edwards, who I believe's unbeaten, and he's not unbeaten fighting on dinner shows or bad undercards, Carl. He's beaten 2 or 3 really good fighters. I think this is a hard fight. So I don't know about you. Richie nearly lost his world title once because he had a late replacement, and it's a mentality. Am I right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
Catley when he was pulled in at a week's notice.
Exactly. It can really throw you because obviously all your sparring is for one opponent, and your tactics and your mindset is set on the opponent that you're going to face, and all of a sudden it's changed, so it's a totally different fight. But Peter McGraw, you got to remember, he's an Olympian, he's a European champion as an amateur, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. So you name it, he's won it, and so he was a quality amateur boxer turned professional, and he's now sort of getting to grips with the pro game, and we're hoping he's going to kick on because he's a quality kid. Peter McGrail, an excellent boxer, he really is. All
right, well, we're hoping to see all these fighters very shortly for the weigh-in. Not quite ready to go yet, so we're going to keep talking, boys, because that is what we do. What about Ishmael Davis? Is that just a thing of keep him fit, keep in shape, and keep your phone on?
He's up against it, he really is. But Ishmael, fair play to him. He came in very late notice, didn't he, against Josh Kelly in his last contest.
Against Kelly.
1 week, and he gave him a great fight. And I'll tell you what, if it had been another 2 or 3 rounds, who knows? Because he really pushed Kelly towards the end of the contest. He's got nothing to lose, Ishmael Davis. He's got everything to gain. And again here, he's up against a really good kid, the Ukrainian lad Boachuk, who was a big puncher, knocked out 23 of the 24 opponents that he's faced.
And tough and hard.
Tough and hard. And I always say, he looks like the professional version of Alexander Kichniak. And just to remind people, Alexander Kichniak, Olympic gold medalist for Ukraine at 80k in Paris, just comes forward, Beck. Hands very, very high, walks through his opponents just to land them big body shots. He is the professional version of that. So Ishmael Davis is really up against it.
He's up against it, but I'll tell you, there's an example here for other professionals to learn a little bit off Ishmael Davis. He's never out of the gym.
No.
And because of that, because he's fit and always prepared to fight, he's happy to take these big opportunities, like the Wembley bill, like this bill, get paid a lot of money, I'm sure he is, but this is a perfect example for other pros to look at, and I think they should take lead from him.
Oh, listen,
nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose. He can just come here, do his stuff, relax, and with absolutely no pressure on his shoulders whatsoever, and hope the same thing that happens to some fighters when good opponents pull out. Let's hope that Boachuk's maybe taking his eyes off the prize. Look to Ishmael Davis's CV. Look to Ishmael Davis coming in at 2 weeks. And let's get it right. Ishmael would have been the one they chose. They would have been offered 3 or 4 opponents, and these people would have sat around the table and said, let's take Davis. He's not that good. He's got no great history, no great form. So I'm telling you, Ishmael's got nothing to lose. He'll give it a go, few rounds, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right, we just saw Frank Warren is finally in the house as well. Now he is backing Tyson Fury. Of course he would. He's his fighter, but Tyson said he wants to knock Oleksandr Usyk out at this fight tomorrow. Do you see that happening?
There's a chance it could happen. I mean, they're heavyweights. Both of them are heavyweights. I think, we all know Tyson Fury was hurt in that round 9. A terrible round for him in the fight, but Usyk was hurt as well in the fight. He walked into a few uppercuts, but he disguised them very, very well. But someone with a keen eye like me, Bunsey and Richie, Becky, can spot that, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockout either way, if I'm being honest, and I think both guys will probably be looking for that at some point in the fight.
Look, we heard earlier on from a couple of clips we showed you, like Eddie Hearn's backing Tyson. So many people are coming out and backing Tyson. However, how much confidence will Usyk take from that first fight? Because the first time around, I feel like people were saying, nah, Tyson's got this, he's going to get this, and Usyk came out on top.
What Usyk's been saying, Becky, and I think he's right, is saying, hold on a minute, everyone keeps talking about how Tyson can learn. I won't do his accent, so I get in trouble. Everyone's talking about what Tyson can learn from the first fight, and how Tyson can change it for the second fight, and how Tyson's the one that can make the adjustments. And as he says, what about me? What about me? I can make adjustments. And I'm telling you, they're talking, we might see a slightly different Usyk here. Don't worry about that. later on we'll hear from Fletch. Fletch has got some insight on this.
We'll hear from Fletch if the fighters turn up to get this fight.
Eventually. I mean, he's on a half shift. Don't worry about that.
Stick with us, guys.
When we do hear from him, but quite seriously, and he's got some insight. And Alex Krasuk, who's the brilliant manager and close friend and promoter of Usyk, he keeps saying, Steve, this is a different fight. This is a different fight. Now, we knew the first fight that Usyk, well, let's not mince our words, would try and nick the decision. Would fiddle, play around, be elusive and try and nick the decision, which is basically what he did. I'm sensing that maybe that's not 100% the plan for the rematch.
I think, no, Becky, when you have the height and reach over any opponent, the ball is in your court.
Yeah.
He has to play to your tune, because if you get your boxing right, if you get your accuracy right with the leading hand, the jab, you're always going to keep your opponent at bay. It's if you throw the shot and you miss the target, you fall in and you allow someone like Usyk to counterpunch you. But when you have height and reach, you're the one who's in control of things, really, from the word go. It's if you hit the target with your first shot. If you miss, then you're in trouble. And he did a lot of missing in that first fight, did Tyson Fury. This fight, I think it would be totally different. He'd be more accurate, especially with his lead hand.
Do you feel Usyk feels any way, Carl? I know maybe you can answer this. Almost disrespected. He won the first fight.
I think he probably has been a little bit disrespected in terms of just what people are saying. Usyk's, this guy's a genius. He's a genius. He's a great, in my opinion. I think we should be talking about him as one of the greatest fighters that's ever lived. So it's very naive to everybody, and I've been doing it as well. Talk about Tyson can change in his fight and he can adapt. So can Oleksandr Usyk, and Alex Krasuk and Usyk have been saying that. So I think there has been probably a little bit disrespect thrown Usyk's way, but I think people are just trying to look at Tyson and what he done wrong. I think it was more. Usyk was amazing on the night. It was an unbelievable performance. But Tyson's performance, we know Tyson can be a lot better than that.
Definitely.
I think that's the issue.
And I think yesterday at the press conference, Usyk took a predictions kicking, and I'll explain. First of all, Eddie Hearn stands up and he says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going Tyson Fury. Then up stands Bob Arum, 92, one of the greatest promoters in history. It's going to be my man, to Fury. And then up stands Frank Warren and says, of course it's going to be my man. Then up stands Turki Al-Sheikh, 5 feet from Usyk, and says, I'm going for Fury as well.
I want Dave Allen.
So Dave Allen, who's sitting next to Usyk, even he says it. So it was quite ridiculous, that it really was.
Tactically, though, Becky, I don't think things will change from Oleksandr Usyk. I think he'll do the same thing, but his movement will probably be a little bit better, a little bit sharper. He'll just do what he did before, but with a lot more confidence. So I don't see a lot of tactical change from Usyk. I think movement is definitely the key. It's going to be a cracking contest.
Well, look, we can see Paris Fury there. Tyson said he hadn't spoken to her in a whole 3 months. He has completely shut himself away in this fight camp, which is a completely different mentality to anything that he has had before. So we are so looking forward to seeing what's coming out here. Frank Warren, legendary Hall of Fame fighter. Great to see you, Frank. How are you? Come join us,
Frank.
sir.
How you doing, Frank?
Frank, bit of a delay, so thank you very much for joining us. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Been an excellent week, hasn't it?
It's been amazing. We're one day away from what I feel is going to be one of the best fights we've seen.
What did you make of the press conference yesterday and that face-off, which was 11 minutes in length? It was quite incredible.
I've never seen anything like it, to be quite honest, and it tells you the intensity of the two guys. They weren't prepared to give that much away. They're both in each other's face. It's like if whoever looks away, it's a moral victory or it's giving them a more incentive. And neither of them were prepared to say that we're going to give anything to you. I'm not going to give nothing to you, and it was vice versa. They are so on this. I've never seen such an intensity for a fight, to be quite honest. And it's a different Tyson Fury. Normally, he'll have a smile, he'll joke, he'll push him away. I've seen him kiss people. None of that. This is on. He's right on it. I just spoke to his wife, Paris. She said she'd never seen him in this mood before, this mode. He's not. He hadn't spoken to her for 3 months.
Which is incredible.
And I've not spoken with him. I've had a couple of conversations. Most conversation I had was day before yesterday, and you know he's on it, and he just his mantra is I am going to win. I am going to win.
Frank, is that out of the ordinary for you? Would you normally be in contact with Tyson throughout camp at this time?
I'd speak. I mean, I'd ring and obviously see how things going and that. You know, and I like to think we're quite close and so forth. So of course, I mean, obviously I speak to the camp and find out what's going on. But no, he's not speaking to anybody. Just switch the phone off. That's it. Done.
So does that mean that you are not sure what will happen in the ring with Tyson Fury?
No, I know what's going to happen. As soon as that bell goes, both those fighters, they shared 12 hard-fought rounds. Magnificent contest, fight at two halves, and neither of them. I mean, you look at Usyk. Is a great fighter, but he doesn't fight so great going backwards. And that first round of the last fight, as soon as the bell went, he was on top of him. Tyson's not so bad going backwards, but he knows he's got to push the other guy back. So as soon as that bell goes, it will be war.
I am not one to interrupt you, but I'm getting shouted at. You are needed elsewhere, Frank.
No, don't do
that. We always want to keep you, but go and enjoy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness, what an end to this. Let's go to Thomas Schreiber.
And His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey, Alaşeh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, and Sella in association with Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, and Gold Star Promotions, along with our great sponsors: Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia Airlines, Numu Raba Development Company, Tauniya, Lucid Motors, and Al Tanfidi. A big thanks to those great sponsors. This event will be shown worldwide and in the UK on DAZN, and also in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and Sky Sports Box Office. And now, boxing fans joining us worldwide and boxing fans here in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, let's get the weigh-in process started. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round international super featherweight contest. First, coming to us from Cali, Colombia, a veteran of 46 professional bouts, here is Joshua White Wolf Ocampo.
So first up tonight, Richie, we get to see Joshua Ocampo, who's significantly more experienced than the man that he's going to be in with tomorrow night, Mohamed Alakala. We're going to see there's a real buzz around Riyadh and Saudi Arabia in general about him, but let's start off with his opponent first.
He's got a tough fight, hasn't he, Ocampo? You know, it's his 11th contest, Fletch, this year, and he's a bit of a tough eat. He's had 46 contests, and he will come here and he'll think this is an opportunity, you know, to spoil the party. Come all the way from Colombia, and he'll be very, very confident.
And now let's welcome undefeated with one victory. He hails from right here, Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Let's welcome mighty Mohamed Alakal.
This is the man, Bunsey, that in these parts there's a real buzz about. There is a real buzz about him. We've had a couple of boxers, Saudi boxers, who have started boxing overseas, and they've not gone under the radar, but they've not maybe been pulled to the front, whereas Mighty Mo, with Joe Gallagher and his Moss side background, having studied in Scotland with his mixed up, I'm not going to say this, with his mixed up accent, he's captured a bit of imagination. You know why? Because he can properly fight, Fletch.
And now let's welcome first to the scale, Joshua Ocampo. 1 133.4 for Joshua White Wolf Ocampo. Now to the scale, Mohamed Alakel. 134.1 for mighty Mohamed Alakel.
So this one, 6 rounds at featherweight. This is going to kick everything off tomorrow night. Second fight for Mohamed Alakel.
These two competing tomorrow in a 6-round international super featherweight contest.
One observation for a little bit later on, Carl, and we will deal in facts here based on what you were saying about my photographic abilities last night slightly earlier when I wasn't here to defend myself. There's not a great deal of room on that stage later for the face-off for the big fellas.
We'll give you that one, Fletch. You spotted it. Was it Fletch spotted it?
Yeah,
it was Fletch.
It was Fletch. Did I say it was you? Sorry, it was Fletch that spotted. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of space there.
By the way, now, you're picked for your toughness. You play a very important role in this sport. But what problems do you believe you can cause young fighters like Mohamed Alakel who are just finding their feet as professionals?
Will be the experience, you know, because it's a lot of fights, a lot of times that I'll be on the ring, so that will be a difficult way to get into really a contest. And I hope it will be a really good show.
As do we. Enjoy the experience and enjoy the big stage as well, Joshua, tomorrow night. Thank you.
Mohamed, you're only 24 hours away from your second professional fight and the opening bout for the big one in 2024. What are your thoughts, especially when you see your opponent saying it's going to be a great show?
I'm excited. All the hard work is done now. It's time to have fun.
We can't wait to see you in the ring. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's the scene. It's quite unique, I think, for a setting, Steve, for a weigh-in like this. I like it with a big will in the background and the very sort of happy woman, giant woman, the mound.
International Heavyweight Championship. First, we will welcome the challenger, coming to us from El Chamizal, Ecatepec, Estado de Mexico. His professional record, 10 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw. 4 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Edgar Ramirez.
What can you tell us about Edgar Ramirez, Richie?
Well, he's got a great opportunity here. Mexico, remember, has never produced that world heavyweight champion just yet. We've had Andy Ruiz with Mexican descent, should I say, that has won the title. But Ramirez, tough guy. He's had 12 fights, he's won 10, he's got 4 knockouts, so he's not really a puncher. He's lacking the height and reach in this one, Fletch, so he's got to get up close and whip that right hand over the top. But you never know with him. Like I say, big stage.
The defending champion from Odessa, Ukraine. He brings an undefeated record with 13 wins, 10 of those 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBC International Champion, Andriy Rampage Nowitzki.
Now, Bunchy, you're never one for hyperbole. I know that. But the notes I was given before this fight mention the name Ivan Drago in association with this fella on his way now.
Well, that's because of the big square jaw, the big shoulders, and the Eastern European heritage. But people underestimate Drago. He could really fight. Let's put it that way. Look at the size of this guy.
First to the scale, we welcome the challenger, Edgar Ramirez. $261.1 for the challenger, Edgar Ramirez. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Andriy Nowitzki. 137 pounds, for the defending champion, Andriy Rampage Nowitzki.
Flex, that's 7 pounds lighter than what he weighed in his previous contest, Nowitzki, so he means business. Look at the height and reach he's got over his opponent.
Tomorrow in a 10-round contest for the WBC International Heavyweight Championship.
One phrase that often gets spoken about, Carl, is never judge a book by its cover. If you did do that here, you would make Nowitzki a massive favourite looking at the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, everybody done that with Anthony Joshua, fought Andy Ruiz, and he was
in worse shape. He was in worse shape than that guy.
A lot worse shape, but
when Andy Ruiz stripped off in New York,
people laughed.
It was ridiculous. So this is the scene behind us, and on that very stage, we'll go back to the point. If they stand and face off, and there's any kind of aggravation when the big fellas get on the stage, there's not a great deal of room for it to be played out, and it's quite a drop of about 6 feet. So they've got to be careful up there if it is going to be a little bit fractious later on.
You made that point, Flash, and I think it was a great observation. The security need to be really strong. I think there'll be a lot of them up there, but I can't see anything. Just with the demeanour of Tyson all week, there's going to be a lot of aggression up there on the stage, and there's not a lot of space. Don't be surprised if someone spills over the edge.
See, I don't think that you need extra security. You need, and I don't want to kill the great visuals, you need great segregation. Because what that's like, I likened it to that amusement arcade machine. You know, when you put your pen in and it falls at the back, then it pushes the coins off the edge. More and more people on that stage. From the back, the pressure will go to the front, and the ones at the front will topple over. I'm telling you, Flex, they've got to be separated, massively separated. Sorry, mate. It's a great visual. It's got to happen.
From Tour France, he brings an undefeated record with 14 wins, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Dylan Force Tranquille Collin.
So this is the light heavyweight fight. That's going to be up third tomorrow night. Dylan Collin from France against Daniel Lapin, who's an interesting character based on the fact he's got connections through his brother to the Oleksandr Usyk camp. He's 6'6". He's a big light heavy. We'll see it in a minute. But this is his opponent on his way to the ring now, Dylan Collin. So he's first up on the stage, up there with Thomas Treiber.
And now let's welcome from Kyiv, Ukraine. He brings an undefeated record with 10 wins. 4 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Daniel Chipunya Lapin.
We've seen a bit of Daniel Lapin, Richie, when we've been sat together at ringside, and if you say he's a light heavyweight, he stands 6'6" and he can move, that kind of tells you what he might be able to do moving forward.
Absolutely. I think it must rank as the worst type of opponent for any orthodox boxer, a tall, counter-punching southpaw, and that's what you have here. He's 6'6", he's a southpaw, he's well schooled, he's very accurate and sharp, so yes, again, he's got the tools for the job. And Dylan Collin, he's been out the ring for a year, remember. This is a really tough job for him indeed.
Dylan Collin. .173.1 for Dylan Force Tranquille Collin.
Who looks in great shape, by the way.
Now to the scale.
Yes, he does indeed. He's the former undefeated French champion, you remember. And he's unbeaten in 14. So, you know, this is a really good contest between 2 unbeaten boxers, Steve.
174.9 for Daniel Chipunya Lapin.
You're going to see the difference here when they stand face to face.
We are indeed.
It's a good story, Lappin. I mean, it's a good story. I travelled back from Saudi Arabia on a plane with him and his girlfriend. When we got to London, I said, have you had to fly to London to get to your home? And he said, I have lost my home. My home is gone. I'm living in exile. We forget that sometimes with Ukrainian fighters, Fletch.
Light heavyweight championships.
Both of them looking like they're all business up there, and you can see the height advantage that Daniel Lapid has. I think I'm right in saying he was the first fighter signed to Oleksandr Usyk's promotional company as well, wasn't he?
And he was the first one, and his brother obviously works with Usyk, and they've been friends since Serhai, his brother, made Oleksandr cry Alexander's first week in the gym.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a Schedule 10 round international super featherweight contest. It is brought to you in association with Boxer. First, we welcome from Penny Grade, Wales. He is undefeated with 16 wins, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current WBA Intercontinental Champion, Reese Lightning Edwards.
Now, Carl, this should have been Dennis McCann, who we know's not here for obvious reasons, but one man's disappointment is another man's opportunity, and what a chance this is for Reese Edwards to make a name for himself.
It's a big opportunity, and again, coming in at such short notice, Peter McGrail, I think all the pressure's on him now. Edwards was already training, I believe it, for another fight, so he'll be in good shape, but the fact that he's fighting another opponent, the pressure is on McGrail certainly in this fight.
And now let's welcome from Liverpool, England, a 2020 Olympian. He now has a professional record of 10 wins, just 1 defeat. 6 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current WBA International Champion, Peter Blood McGrail.
Just one footnote on Reese Edwards. He was supposed to be fighting Leon Woodstock in January, so he was in camp. On Peter McGrail, Richie, I know you really like him.
Yeah, he's a very skillful boxer indeed, and he's shooting up the ratings, isn't he? It's Shabazz Massoud that's the number 1 at the moment in the super bantamweight division. But Reese Edwards, remember, he's an out-and-out featherweight, so this could be a bit of a risk for Peter McGrail.
Yeah, and this is being fought tomorrow night, Steve, super feather.
So 7 pounds above his weight. That's a massive percentage of his weight, remember, Fletch.
$129.1 for Reese Lightning Edwards. Now to the scale, Peter McGrail. $129.8 for Peter Blood McGrail.
And remember, Fletch, what a great gym they've got.
Yeah.
Everton Red Triangle. Hey, Carl, with
sparring,
Nick Ball and Andrew Kane.
Can I just say, if Peter McGrail is kind of fighting above the weight that he was meant to fight at,
2 weights.
Where's the poundage coming from to get back down? I've never seen. Is there 7 pounds on him?
I can't see it. What do you mean? You used to do it somehow. There'd be nothing on you, and you'd still lose the weight. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Ripped to the bone.
Yeah. So it's a tricky fight, Fletch, to be quite honest, because Reese Edwards is naturally probably the bigger man. It doesn't look like it there, but he's a natural featherweight, and he's boxing up at super feather now.
He's also got very little to lose and everything to gain.
Absolutely.
He's had a most amazing Christmas present. Let me just tell you something. This fight wouldn't have happened 5 years ago.
This is what boxing is all about. I'm not sure what you were doing a little bit earlier this week, but look where you are now, the biggest stage of all. When the call did come to face Peter McGrail this week, what made this an easy decision for you and the team?
Well, look where I am, so it was an easy choice, and I'm really grateful to be here, and can't wait to get in there tomorrow and hopefully do the job.
And you're an unbeaten fighter in your own right, 16-0, you've got the weight on your side as well. What gives you that self-belief that you can turn up here from what you've seen of Peter McGrail and cause what would be, because of the late notice, a bit of an upset here tomorrow night, Reese?
Listen, I know Peter's a very good fighter, but I believe in myself also. I've sparred some top people, and I know I'm very good, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Reese, big credit to you for taking the fight on such short notice, and best of luck as well tomorrow night.
Peter, you finally get a chance to have a face-off with your opponent, only 24 hours away from getting into the ring. What are your impressions?
Yeah, you know, big respect to Reese and his team for, you know, taking the fight, coming over on such short notice. You know, it gives me the opportunity to, you know, perform on the biggest stage of all. But yeah, you know, it feels a lot more real now. First head-to-head there, and, you know, we're ready to go tomorrow now.
Let's talk about the weight real quick. 130 pounds on the dot for him. But for you, this is perhaps the heaviest you've ever been. How is that going to work for you?
Look, that's made fight week a lot easier for me. You know, I've been eating very, very well this week, so, you know, it's going to show in the ring. I'm feeling ready, feeling strong. I'm in great shape and looking forward to perform for everyone Saturday.
We look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's Peter McGrail and Reese Edwards. That's at super feather, so the heaviest that Peter McGrail's ever fought at. And that's another intriguing fight when you look at the bill. Next up, we're going to get Isaac Lowe and Lee McGregor. And there might just be a slight delay until we get these two, but I know that's a fight that you three are really looking forward to. That could be anything, couldn't it?
I'm
Isaac
really
Lowe
looking,
and Lee
I
McGregor.
think this fight will go under the radar a bit just because of the magnitude of the fight, the big fight.
So we have got a slight break in proceedings while we just get the next two fighters ready to come to the scales. We've still got to see the likes of Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen, Ishmael Davis and Sergei Bohachuk, and of course Dempsey McKeel and Moses Talma before the two main event fighters get to the stage. We're back here in Riyadh in a couple of minutes' time.
Just a little bit all over the shop, isn't it?
So, yeah, so we're happy. Yeah. This is going to be a test for the stage. McGregor and Lowe have gone at each other. So this is the test.
What is it you would like to talk about?
No, it's fine, no worries, whatever, we're all right.
Ah, you're awake, Mr. Fury.
How was your flight, Rabbit?
Is everything okay, sir?
Look, you want it?
You don't look at me anymore. I miss you.
Do you miss me?
Don't be afraid. I will not
When you sleep at night, ugly man, you think.
Think of me. I'm going to punch your face in.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Show me your face! Show me your face! What are you doing here? Wake up, man! Dad?
Hey, Tyson. We need to end this.
I'm going to end you.
I'm ready to.
By way of knockout, he is the former British, Commonwealth, and European champion, Lightning Lee McGregor.
Next up to weigh in is Lee McGregor. This is a featherweight fight against Isaac Lowe, and I've got to say, Steve, there's been no love lost between these two. And we know from an Isaac Lowe perspective, he loves to be in a tear-up. This could be lively.
Well, Lee's not immune to having a tear-up as well. Now, there's a bit of history I don't know about that must go back a few years. They bumped into each other somewhere along the line in a gym, and they've obviously had some serious sessions.
And now let's welcome from Morecambe, England. He has a professional record of 25 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws, 8 wins. Coming by way of knockout, he is the former English, Commonwealth, and WBC international champion, Usyk Westgate Warrior Lowe.
A lot of support in here for Isaac Lowe. He's a key part of Tyson Fury's team. He's a very close friend of the Gypsy King, and he's only ever lost, Richie, to good men.
He's only ever lost, you're right, 2 good men. 2 good men that have gone on to become world champion, Nick Ball and obviously Alberto Luis Lopez from Mexico. So yes, this kid can fight, and he's always in really exciting tear-ups, toe-to-toe battles.
To the scale, Lee McGregor. 125.9 for Lightning, Lee McGregor. Now to the scale, Isaac Lowe. 125.1 for Isaac Westgate Warrior Lowe.
Let's have a look at this face-off then.
I'm looking forward to this fight, boys. I'm telling you, this could...
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow.
Don't be falling, lads.
In a 10-round contest for the vacant WBC International Featherweight Championship.
What I will say here is that the featherweights are a wee bit easier to handle than the big boys. So.
Basically, what we're talking about there is that's only half a Tyson there, remember?
Yeah, there's a lot being said up there,
Don't
Richie.
worry.
A lot being said.
Yeah, real serious stuff. You seen Lee McGregor actually said to the bodyguard, look, let me just get to him a little bit and I'll be okay. So they're being sensible about it. They're really having a go in terms of the talking that they're doing, but it's all serious stuff. It's good to see.
Spencer Brown in the background just making sure when the time was right to step back. Yeah, so he wouldn't go over the edge. Let me tell you something. Those 2 on the stage are half the size of the 2 heavyweights. I don't want to be the killjoy in this setup. They can't have a face-off like that tonight, Fletcher. It can't happen.
Yeah, well, we've made that point. As you can see, it's not very far from that podium in the middle of the stage to the edge of it. It's quite a drop, and there's got to be a lot of discipline up there. The bigger the men, the less the room, and the bigger the entourage, which does potentially pose a problem later on. And we're going to get a couple of big fellas up next, which might be a dress rehearsal. Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen.
Certainly enjoyed that. Tempers rising tends to be the case when we're less than 24 hours to go. Just tell us what was being said there between yourself and Isaac Lowe.
That's a good thing about this, isn't it? Like we get to find out tomorrow. That was what was said. All the talking's done. It's time to go to work.
What do you believe? He has a lot to say, and people find him entertaining. But what do you believe in the ring will be the difference and his reality tomorrow once that bell rings?
Well, this is the thing. He's saying that I've got no heart. I've got no this. Like that's one thing I've got, and I've got it massively. You cannot question my heart. So I told him that. I says, we'll see tomorrow.
And when you think about yourself, you had to show perseverance. At times you had a difficult time in the sport, a period of frustration. So credit to you for showing that perseverance. But what do you believe this moment represents in the Lee McGregor story?
That's it. This is the new chapter for me. You know, I've been through so much, got through so much, and now is my time to announce myself to the world, and I'm going to do it. Trust me.
Great stuff, Lee. Best of luck tomorrow night. Enjoy.
Isaac, you're never a man short of words, and you just heard that this is his chapter. What do you have to say about that?
We'll see tomorrow night when he gets put to sleep and get knocked back out. He said it's the best version of Lee McGregor. I hope it is, because this is the best version of Isaac Lowe, and trust me, he is getting put to sleep tomorrow night. I'm going to die in that ring. He's getting it tomorrow.
And the guys out there are saying that this could be the fight that actually steals the show. What are your thoughts on that? Basically, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, 100%. There is no pressure. I was no pressure in front of all these people. This is the fun part. This is going to be a good fight. Lee's a tough kid. Comes forward, he'll have a fight, but listen, there's no one like me. I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm ready to go. And then he's in with a gypsy boy now, so he's getting knocked back, fucking out.
Thank you.
Apologies, but it's that kind of day.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's one could steal the
Our
show,
next
honestly.
2 fighters competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome from Doncaster, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 23 wins, 6 defeats, 2 draws, 18 of those 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He is known as the Doncaster De La Hoya, David the White Rhino Allen.
Bugsy, talk me through the Doncaster De La Hoya. Well, you know what, Fletch? I do love telling a story, and I'd love to take the credit for that one, but it's not me. It's beautiful. Dave Allen's got a very, very good sense of humour. The Doncaster De La Hoya, I'm having that, son. I mean, he thinks the sky's the limit for him, so he's here to put on a show. You know, we talk about nothing to lose. He's the ultimate nothing to lose tonight.
And now let's welcome from Romford, London, England. He is undefeated with 12 wins, 11 of those 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Johnny the Romford Bull Fisher.
So here comes Johnny Fisher, the British Young Boxer of the Year. And if you look at the illustrious names that have won that award down the years and what they've gone on to do, that's often a good indicator of what the future might look like, Richard.
Yes, absolutely, Fletch. You're quite right. Johnny Fisher, remember, he's looked on as a bit of a puncher, isn't he? 11 knockouts in the 12 wins that he has. But we have to remember, Dave Allen's got 18 knockouts himself, so he's quite a big puncher. But Johnny Fisher, I think, is the favourite here. But it's going to be a crack at this one because they're both confident going into the fight.
.257.6 for the Doncaster De La Hoya, David the White Rhino Allen.
He just made that up play, you know.
Johnny Fisher. .241.1 for the undefeated Johnny the Romford Bull Fisher.
One thing that doesn't need to be emphasised here, that this is the biggest night of both of these men's careers and a real opportunity knocks for the pair of them when they step in the ring tomorrow night.
Absolutely, Flex. And the thing is, as well, with Johnny Fisher, like I say, he'll be favourite, but he's got to be patient here because Dave Allen, hard as nails, he can punch himself. So, like I say, Johnny Fisher has got to probably go prepared to go the distance.
It's also a much more respectful face-off for the big fellas. There's been a lot of respect between the two of them in the build-up.
Well, he used the line, Dave Allen, yesterday. He said, I hope my son grows up to be half the man Johnny Fisher is. I'll take that for an opponent line, Fletch, every day of the week.
Absolutely. Let's hear from them then.
Well, Dave Allen, here we go. You've said throughout the whole build-up, mentally, physically, this is the best you've ever felt because you've never been so motivated to win a fight, this fight against Johnny Fisher. In the build-up, look, you've been honest. You've called him a novice. You've called this a lottery ticket. You said he's a kid. What is burning those fires so brightly in Dave Allen to win this fight tomorrow night?
Lots of things. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one people will remember me for, and I want to be remembered for being one hell of a man. So, yeah, tomorrow's the big one.
And you've been vocal throughout as well about how you see this fight ending with Johnny Fisher. You've kept talking about your experience, but if he comes steaming at you like he has done throughout his journey so far, his last two have been over within 90 seconds in the first round. If he comes at you in the same way, what do you believe happens to the Romford Bull?
Oh, he's making a big mistake, Yeah, this is a big step up. No one's ever run onto me before. You know, I've been beaten, I've been outboxed, but I will never ever be outfought. So if he wants to play them games, you know what they say about feathers and stuff, so we'll see.
Dave, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Johnny, you just heard that from the other side of this platform. You're making a big mistake. What do you have to say about that?
There's no mistakes in this game because I leave no stone unturned. I'm ready for whatever is thrown at me. We're prepared for every eventuality. But one thing I know is I've got huge power and I've got huge heart. I'm going to show all of that tomorrow night.
We had an opportunity to talk earlier, and you did say this is perhaps the biggest challenge you have. Let's put aside the fact that he came in a bit heavier than you. Why is this so important for you?
My next fight, whoever it is always my biggest challenge. No one, the other opposition never matters to me. It matters about what I can do. I'm the Romford Bull, and I do what I do every time, and that's bring heat.
There you go. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
The question was asked in the press conference yesterday, what happens when a rhino meets a bull? That's what we're going to find out tomorrow, Carl.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm looking forward to this one. I think we will learn a lot about Johnny Fisher in this fight. How good he really is. There's two versions of Dave Allen, a good one and a bad one. I think we're going to see the good one tomorrow night, so we'll know how good Johnny Fisher is.
For the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with 360 Promotions. We will first welcome, coming to us from Leeds, Yorkshire, England. He brings a professional record of 13 wins, just 1 defeat. 6 of those 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Ishmael, the Black Panther Davis.
Bunchy, I think this is one of the fairy tale stories in boxing of 2024. He's gone from the banqueting hall at Ellen Road, which doesn't hold that many people, to Josh Kelly at Wembley on the Dubois-Joshua undercard, and now he's in Riyadh in this fight. I mean, it's astonishing, the Ishmael Davis journey.
Not only is it astonishing, he's relishing it. So he's not considered himself lucky. He took the Josh Kelly fight at 7 days' notice. He's taken this at 2 weeks' notice. A final eliminator for a world title against the man that people don't want to fight. It's slightly beyond fairy tale, Fletch, in my opinion.
Ukraine, now fighting out of Los Angeles, California, USA. He brings a record of 24 wins, 2 defeats, 23 of those 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC interim super welterweight champion of the world, Serhiy El Flaco Bohachu.
Only lost to Virgil Ortiz. I mean, this is a high-class operator, Richie, that Ishmael Davis is in with.
Yes, he is. He's WBC number 2, remember, and WBO number 14, so he's a world-ranked fighter. Tall for super welterweight at 6 foot, but he doesn't really use his height to reach. He's a front-foot pressure fighter. He's willing to box at short and mid-range, really lets the punches go. Big puncher in terms of his power, 23 knockouts. This is a really hard contest for Ishmael Davis, but I think he knows that anyway. But yes, Serhiy Bohachuk, he's a class act.
153.6 for Ishmael, the Black Panther Davis.
He looks sculptured, Carl.
Yeah, he looks in great shape. He always does. There's a lesson here for other pros. Always be in the gym like Ishmael Davis. You get these opportunities, you stay in good condition, you get paydays, and he has a chance to win a world title on Saturday night.
.153.1 for Serhiy El Flaco Bohachu.
Do you think the message, Richie, in his camp is don't take your eyes off the ball, don't take Ishmael Davis for granted?
I think Ishmael Davis will be hoping for that. I think if he takes Ishmael Davis lightly, he could come unstuck, because he's there to be hit, Fletch. He's exciting, Boachuk, but he's there to be hit, isn't he, Steve?
Yeah, and Davis is a smarter fighter. We keep going on about the fairy tale, rather I keep going on about the fairy tale, but he was an unbeaten fighter before Josh Kelly, and he was a guy that was on the fringes. He was a guy, Fletch, who was just about to become avoided.
I think he started to get more confidence in himself the longer the fight went on against Josh Kelly.
Did he ever? Absolutely.
And in his last 2 contests, Fletch, he's gone 12 rounds twice now. And the confidence that gives you, Carl will tell you, that's massive.
Yeah, fit guy, extremely fit guy, but he's got an opportunity again. No pressure on this kid, which is a nice position to be coming in. All he has to do is put on a good performance, and I think he will.
Not only has he got no pressure, okay, he knows exactly what Boachuk can bring.
Late notice, yet you're all game. What does it mean to you to be here?
It means everything, man. I want to thank the man to my right, Eddie, you know, giving me a chance again. And these are the chances that make great people. So I'm here, man, ready to do the job on tomorrow night, and let's see what he's got.
What kind of statement do you need to do?
I just need to go and get the win. That's all I need to do.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, Sergey Boachuk, you were meant to be fighting Israel Madrimov. It's not. It's Ishmael Davis. He's taken this chance. How are you feeling about this change in opponent? He's very ambitious.
For me, it doesn't matter who. I'm ready for this fight. I have big camp. I have a lot of sparring partners, different sparring partners, short, tall. I have a lot of experience. It doesn't matter who.
Final eliminator as well for the world title. A win takes you closer to your dream. How does that feel?
I'm happy, I'm excited. Of course, it's a big chance for me and for the next fight and the title fight. I'm hungry. I want this. I'm very excited.
Very proud as well to have that Ukrainian flag behind you. What will this mean to you and your country tomorrow night?
You know, in Ukraine now hard time. I wanna motivate my people. I wanna show my people. Ukrainian, it's winner people. I want in Ukrainian won. Everyone Ukrainian people winner.
Best of luck to you tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
The thoughts there of the two fighters, and Madrimov, who he should have been in with tomorrow night, is the fighter that gave Terence Crawford a decent fight in Los Angeles in the summer. So Ishmael Davis stepping in for him.
Ishmael's filling some big boots, and what we've got to hope for here. Let's not mince our words. Let's not hide from it. We've got to hope that Boachuk, Sergey, and his people have taken their eyes off the prize slightly, just a little bit. Just a little bit. They take their eyes off the prize. It gives Ishmael just an extra boost. Let's get that straight.
It's scheduled for 10 rounds. It will be for the WBO Intercontinental and the vacant WBA International Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger from Gold Coast, Australia. He has a professional record of 22 wins, just 1 defeat, 14 of those 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former Australia, former WBO Asia Pacific, and former IBF Intercontinental Champion, Dempsey the Tower McKean.
So here comes Dempsey McKean. The last time we saw him, he pushed Filip Hrgovic all the way and only lost in the 12th and final round to step up this for Moses Itauma. Really looking forward to this one tomorrow night.
You know what, I was talking to Frank Warren about this, and I said, Frank, this might be one of the biggest risks I've seen you take with an unbeaten prospect. And I stand by that.
The quote he gave was, I hope I've not made this fight too soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think it just shows you the faith that Frank and the team have. And Moses Itauma, he's a quality fighter.
From Chatham, Kent, England, he had a stellar amateur career, and now at just 19 years of age, he is undefeated as a professional with 10 wins, 8 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBO Intercontinental Champion, Moses Itauma.
So the supremely talented, powerful, exciting Moses Itauma, still a teenager. Biggest test he's had as a professional so far. I mean, the power is obvious. It's the speed of his hands that impresses me, Richard.
Fletch, when this contest was made, yes, I agree with the lads. I thought it's a big risk, most definitely. But I still think that Moses Itauma will win this contest. The question for me is, how impressive he's going to be, and how will he beat Dempsey McKean? Will he struggle, or will he just raise the level again and just show us how good he really is?
$251.1 for Dempsey the Tower McKean. Now to the scale, the undefeated Moses Itauma, the defending champion.
Dempsey McKean, 6 pounds heavier than he was for the fight against Filip Hrgovic.
$249.1 for Moses Itauma.
Significantly, Richie, Moses Itauma 10 pounds heavier than his last fight.
10 pounds heavier, yeah. That's a bit surprising, actually. But maybe it's because he was in against a quite heavy opponent. But nothing in terms of the height. Dempsey McKean probably just a little bit taller. But yes, a big risk. But like I say, we know he's special, Moses Itauma. How special is he? Because this is a tough fight, Stevie.
It's a tough fight, and I like heavyweights to find an optimum weight, like Lennox says, the weight you're best at. Yeah. Don't worry about your opponents, don't worry about anything coming at your way. 10 pounds at 19 when he didn't fight that long ago. I'm going to say it now, even if he wins, I think 10's a bit too much. I really do.
I think so. I'm a little bit surprised, but I agree with everything you said and what Lennox has said previously. Yeah. There's an optimum weight for a heavyweight fighter, and maybe he thinks this is his new optimum weight. I don't know.
Could be it.
Thank you, Ari. Dempsey, we had an opportunity to speak, and you mentioned the importance of this fight after the Hrgovic event. 24 hours away from getting into the ring. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I just got to get in there and do the business. It's a fight, you know, this is what we put the hard yards in, hours every single day. You know, 11, 12 weeks of training camp has brought us to this moment in front of it's going to be a packed out crowd as well on one of the biggest cards of the year as well. So, look, I'm excited and I'm more than ready for this.
How do you plan on just messing up his party?
By winning the fight, punching him more than he punches me and inflicting a bit more damage than he does on me. So, look, we're confident in our game plan, our skill set, and just got to put it all into play.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, I'm here with the 19-year-old heavyweight sensation, Moses Itauma, 24 hours away from the acid test. This is the one. This is the step up. Tell us what's going on in the mind of Moses Itauma.
Nothing really, man. I've just been ready to go, man. I'm trying to perform in front of the Saudi crowd, put on a big show, a big knockout, and, you know, do my thing.
Listen, you've been saying all week, you're just a kid from Chatham. What's going on? Look at all these people.
Do you know what, yeah? Listen, sometimes I do have to pinch myself. Like, I'm boxing for the WBO title. Listen, I'm pleased. I'm more than pleased, and I've put myself in this position, and now I'm gonna grab it with both hands. I ain't letting go of it.
You've got a man there in Dempsey McKean who has oozed confidence. Many people are saying he said he's going to ruin your party. How does that make you feel?
I ain't worried about that.
And final one, we've seen you just a little bit heavier in this fight than you were in your last fight. Is there any thought behind that? You're just getting bigger and stronger?
It's the trainers. Don't worry about that. Nah, do you know what? I got more weight in my punches now, so we'll see tomorrow night.
Best of luck, Moses Itauma.
Thank you very much.
So the weight's in the punches, not in the body. If that's the case, he's in for a big night, Dempsey McKean, tomorrow night, if he hits any harder than he has been doing. Amir Khan's joined us here.
How are you guys?
Great to see you. I mean,
Thank
what
you.
about this, first and foremost? So many people here. And what about the setting?
Yeah, the setup's amazing, and the atmosphere here. Even though it's a cold night tonight, but the atmosphere is amazing. You got so many Fury fans, you got so many Usyk fans here as well. So it's just an amazing event. I mean, look, I can't remember weighing here in Saudi being this busy.
Let me ask you a quick one on Moses Itauma before we get to the two big fellas who are going to walk out. You've been in that position.
Yeah.
the young teenager talent. Everybody thinks you're going to go to the top. How much pressure is he under? How do you deal with that kind of situation that he's in now, based on the fact you've lived it?
Yeah, Moses, he seems very confident. If you look at him now, today, very calm, relaxed. Yeah, you are going to be nervous, and it's a massive fight for him. You know, this is one of his hardest fights he's got. So, I mean, I think he'll get through it. You know, he looks very confident, looks ready. But yeah, you have to just be calm and collective. You have to stick to the game plan and go in there, because this is a massive test for him. This is only going to take him on to bigger and better things.
So the fact that Sweet Caroline's on in the background means the big fellas aren't that far away. You can just start to feel that bit of electricity around us, Steve, can't you?
Every time I say I'm sick of this song, I hear it again somewhere and I go, get in! We're there! We're on a platform, we're in Saudi, we've got Amir Khan with us. It's 20 years since he reached the final in Athens. Let's celebrate! We should be singing this, all of us, by the way.
20 years,
yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it? 20 years ago.
20 years ago, I was in Athens. Yeah, it's a long, long time ago. But, yeah, I mean, I think it was a little bit louder where I was.
It was a lot louder than you were in the final, son.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember, Steve, you had hair then.
Yeah, there's no need for that. There's just no need for that.
It's amazing what can happen in 20 years, isn't it? It's amazing what can happen in 20 years.
Amir, I remember commentating on you in that game.
You was, yes.
And I remember you beating the Bulgarian Stilianov.
Yeah,
That's
no
right.
chance.
What a win.
Bashed him up,
What a win that was.
That was a good win, and I remember you were there doing the commentary for the fight. There was yourself and I forgot the name.
Jim Neely.
Jim Neely. Yeah. How's Jim doing?
He's doing okay.
I seen Jim and Sainsbury's the other day. And he said it's hello, Richard. Swear to God.
Great.
Was he talking boxing?
No, he loves the boxing.
Oh, I love the boxing.
One thing I didn't think we'd be doing at this point of the night is talking about seeing Jim Neely and Sainsbury's, but we are. It's that kind of night. When you stand here and with this close to the weigh-in, with this close to this massive fight, you've got to get the tingle again, surely.
No, you do get the tingles, but the thing is, and you'll say the same about this call. You know, once you've been there, you've done it. I mean, you're just happy for the next generation, really. I mean, we don't want to be back in that ring again, even though, yeah, you might get the tingles that, oh, you know what, I do miss it. You miss it, yeah, but you don't want to get back in that ring again, because you know what, it was hard. You don't want to take any more punches. Now I'm a retired man. I want to look after my family, you know what I mean? And I've seen that retirement now, where I don't want to go back in the ring again. Like, just relax and chill.
I'm here. Here's Michael Buffer.
Professional boxing
It's only Michael.
for your entertainment. Riyadh season in the General Entertainment Authority with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Boxing, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, along with Gold Star Promotions, Gypsy King, K2 Promotions, and Sella. And our sponsorship will be provided by Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudi Airlines, New Muraba Development Company, Tawunia, Hunger Station, Lucid Motors, and Al Tanfiti. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, special thanks to our host nation, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with honor and regards to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, and Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, the rematch. Will it be revenge? Will it be repeat? 12 rounds of boxing for the universally recognized heavyweight championship of the world. Now it's time to bring the warriors to the stage. Challenger and champion making his entrance first. He's the heavyweight fighting pride of the United Kingdom. His professional record stands at 36 fights. 34 victories, 24 big wins by knockout, only one defeat with one draw. He is the heavyweight fighting pride of the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, the former lineal and two-time heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
So we're all set for the Gypsy King. He was 18 stone 10 the first time he fought Oleksandr Usyk. We expect him to be bigger, Richie, when he stands on the scales tonight.
Yes, we are expecting him to be bigger. He came in at 262, like you said, 18 stone 10. We think he'll be 19, maybe 19 and a half stone. But most certainly, Fletch, yeah, that's going to be, it could be a great advantage, especially if he can get hold of Usyk. He's going to walk forward, he's going to pressure him more.
You can feel it, Steve, in here now.
It's changed. In the last 5 minutes, it's changed, Fletch.
Heavyweight champion, the Gypsy Kid, Tyson Fury. And now making his entrance to the ring, he is the heavyweight fighting pride of all of Ukraine, an Olympic gold medal champion now as a professional, a perfect record, 22 fights, 22 victories, 14 big wins by knockout. He is the former undisputed, undefeated cruiserweight world champion, and now the reigning, defending, universally recognized, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk.
So here comes the great Oleksandr Usyk. And in a few minutes' time, Steve, we're going to find out the weight difference between these two. I saw a great quote from Oleksandr Usyk. He said if size mattered, the elephant would be the king of the animals.
I tell you what, that's a beauty of a quote. Fletch, do you know it in Ukrainian? Because that's what I'm going to deliver tomorrow. I'll do it in Ukrainian, not accent the words. What a quote!
And Carl, absolutely nothing phases this fella. I bet he's never sweated his life apart from through exercise.
Absolutely nothing at all. This guy, he's made of steel. Absolute made of steel. I love him. The people love him. In the top fight for me, know that. But this guy's an animal. Absolute animal.
Tyson Fury.
Top on.
£281 for the challenger, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Did they say 281? So he's 4 pounds heavier than Wilder 2.
Next on
He's got a bit of gear on the lad. He's got a top on. He's got a leather jacket on. His trousers. So he's got probably a couple of kilo of gear on.
He was 277 for Wilder 2.
That's there's things in the pockets and everything there. That's very, very
He
heavy.
was 276 for Safari when he come back having lost 10 stone.
Let's find out what Usyk is.
£226 for the reigning and defending champion, Oleksandr Usyk.
He was 223.5 for the first one. That's his optimum weight. You spoke about optimum weight. That's his optimum weight.
Yeah, and you know, he's wearing stuff again. He's got clothing on, so he's around about 223. Ultimate professional, isn't he? So there's not a lot of change there, Fletch, from the last time he weighed.
If you stripped Usyk down now, he'd be 223.5 pounds.
Absolutely.
Exactly the same.
55 pounds between them.
That's big, Fletch.
Wow.
That's big.
Wow.
My God. Before they face each other in the ring tomorrow night here in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi.
This is where they're going to have to watch it, Fletch, now, as these break away.
No, they've been told, Rich.
Yeah,
they've been told, Fletch.
now. There's not as many people on the stage than what I thought there would be, Steve, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they've moved back from the stage, but the fighters have been told, look at them.
Yeah. Maybe no head-to-head here, boys.
Woo. Get this.
Well, yesterday it was 11 minutes. The stare down between the two of them. There's a lot of people on the stage, there's not a lot of room, and you can absolutely cut the tension and the atmosphere in this theme park, the Wonder Gardens in Riyadh, which all of a sudden is the epicenter of the boxing world.
And you can see this, they're 6 feet apart, not looking at each other, and in the cold you can feel it. You don't need to be in someone's face to get the tension and outgain Fletch.
Just to reiterate, Tyson Fury 281, he was 262 for the first, that's 18 stone 10. So he's 21 pounds heavier. Oleksandr Usyk just about where he was for the previous fight, but it looks like around a 50-pound weight advantage tomorrow night for Tyson Fury.
12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship.
The stare off Fletch was yesterday, not tonight.
Very brief, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're under orders, Fletch. I mean, let's not mince our words. They're under orders.
My absolute chaos and carnage claim that I made at the top of the show.
Same here.
Didn't work out, did it?
Is this the kind of time, though, where you don't want to expend too much energy up there? You just want to get yourself focused for tomorrow, Amir?
Yeah, I mean, both fighters look very relaxed to me. And if you look at Fury, he looks a lot more calmer this time than the first time around. And yesterday as well.
Yeah,
exactly. Seems very calm and chilled.
I'm not betraying confidences here, but I spoke to someone in the camp and they said they're keeping as far away from Tyson Fury right now as they can because he's so on edge. Let's hear from them.
Nothing.
How do you handle? None of this gets to you. How do you pull that off?
Як ти справляєшся з цим? Воно нічого до тебе не доходить із того, що він намагається зробити.
Because my angel helped me, but my God, Jesus helped me, and my family and my team. My wife more helped me.
And tomorrow, real quick, I understand your wife will be here. Who will you dedicate this fight to?
Я знаю, що твоя дружина вже тут. Кому ти присвятиш цю перемогу?
I talk to you tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Tyson Fury didn't quite get to speak to us. However, when he left, he said one word, war. And that is what he's promising tomorrow night. So that's the good news, everyone. I've got Frank Warren with me. Frank, I mean, yesterday it was like 11 minutes of a face-off. Today, 3 seconds, I believe. What did you make of it all up there?
What I make of it, there's going to be a war tomorrow. That's what it is. Tyson's come for it, come to get those titles back. That's what he's here for. That's what he's sacrificed a lot for. And that is what I believe will happen.
He weighed 281 pounds, however, full clothing. But one thing's for sure, he's definitely bigger than the first fight.
Yeah, he's heavier, but I think the other guy is as well, isn't he?
He also had clothes on, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Look, you can look and analyse it what way you like, talk about it what way you like. Fact of the matter is, tomorrow night we're going to find out who is the best. And you know both of them are coming to fight. It's going to be exciting. That first bell goes, they're going to get down on it, and you're going to see something extra special.
Is this a fight that ends within the distance, Frank?
In my opinion, it will. In Tyson's favour.
Well, there we have it. Frank Warren believes it'll be a Tyson TKO win. Let's find out tomorrow.
Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury come face-to-face in the ring tomorrow night, and we cannot wait. The easiest way to watch us on TNT Sports Box Office is by scanning that QR code on your screen right now. Join myself, Carl, Bunsey and David Hay, 4 p.m. tomorrow. The event is 18+, so there you go. Scan that QR code now for more information and for all of the terms and conditions. Well, that is it. The weigh-in is done. The time for talking is done. Amir Khan still with us. What did you make of that final weigh-in between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk?
It seemed very chilled, both fighters know that it's business tomorrow.
Yeah.
They don't want to use their energy in the wrong way and just want to stay calm. But yeah, this both seem very relaxed, and especially Tyson Fury, because I remember the first time he was very vocal when he showed a lot of anger. This time he was like really quiet and he walked away. So yeah, I mean, is that confidence or what is that? What do you think, Steve?
I think it's confidence from both of them, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
And I think it's that point, Amir. It's all over now.
Yeah,
Can we just fight, please?
Yeah.
Can we just get in the ring and fight?
You know, the hype's been so big for this fight, and I think
shit, yeah.
it's time where they want to spend time with the family and they want to get the fight over with.
Richie said it. The head-to-head was yesterday. That was the head-to-head. They don't need to do it again.
That was the boiling point. But I think the weight of Fury, Becky.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
yes.
because that for me tells you the game plan. Really, I don't think he's going to go back with that 18 stone odd. He's probably 19 stone, Steve. Actually, it's the heaviest he's ever been. He's going to go forward. He's going to. I think he's going to walk him down, take the shots as he's going forward, and just get hold of him. You can see the tactics now from Tyson because of the weight.
I think he'll be flat-footed walking forward, but that amount of weight, that's so heavy for Tyson Fury. I don't think he'll be up on his toes. He'll not move backwards once. I think he's going to press forward and he's going to walk forward.
We did think he would be heavier. Did you think he'd be that heavy?
No, I thought about 10 pounds or so. I know that it's wearing 2 or 3 pounds of leather coat, jeans and trainers, but only 2 or 3 pounds. He's maybe 10 pounds or 9 or 10 pounds heavier than I thought. But that's something they've worked on. That's something as Richie's been banging on and Carl been banging on about all week. The weight. That's obviously what they're doing.
It has been a long week for them, but are we a bit disappointed we didn't really see more tonight?
Oh, stop it. They stared at each other for 11 minutes and 20 seconds yesterday. What more do you want? People cascading off the stage, Becky?
I do.
Injured people and ambulances?
That's what we all thought was going to happen.
That's a good thing. I know. Flip me. We're always surprised.
Can I just say one thing? This fight was first made in the summer of 2023. They were meant to officially announce it in October when Tyson Fury fought Ngannou, and they did, but it was half-hearted. Then it was cancelled. Then it was rescheduled for February. These guys have had 8 face-offs. 8 face-offs, Amir.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's unheard of.
They must hate each other.
Exactly. So it's been 18 months. They don't want to do anything else at the moment. 18 months, 8 face-offs, 1 fight, dozens of press conferences. Tick, tick, tick. Go on, boys. Do your stuff in the ring.
All right, no sitting on the fence on this question now. We're going to go down the line, 1, 2, 3. Richie, starting with you. I need a prediction. Who are you backing tomorrow night? Is it Fury or is it Usyk?
I've always said Fury. I said Fury for the first one, and I still think it's Fury for the second one. And I really believe that Fury can march him down. He can bring him onto that right uppercut. I think it's the jab and the right uppercut are going to be the danger shots, and the right uppercut for me could do the damage. And I'm going for a Fury stoppage.
Wow. Splinters, get ready, first one.
No, I'm fully off the splinters at the moment. I've had the pliers out, as they say in the trade. Let me tell you something. I think it's a tight fight and a hard fight, and I just think Usyk does enough. Just think he does enough. But Richie and the rest of the boys that have got that theory, I understand what they're saying. I just think it's Usyk again.
I think Fury, and I think that he needs to improve, certainly on the first performance. He needs to be more aggressive. The weight suggests that he's going to be more aggressive, and he's going to go forward. I think Fury, and a close one.
All right, 2-1.
And I think Fury as well. I think Fury's going to put the pressure on him. He's going to push him back, and I think the weighing just says it all. How much weight he's put on for this fight. He's going to push him back, and he's going to try to hurt him, and maybe try to get that stoppage.
Yeah.
All right, well, there we have it. 3-1, Tyson Fury, Usyk.
You know what, I was going to ask you, but I wouldn't dare do that, Becky. That would be really cruel, putting you on the spot like that.
I'm impartial. I will, best of luck to both fighters. Just a reminder, the weigh-in is all finished. So, next stop, it's the Kingdom Arena tomorrow night. We cannot wait for this. The rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury, less than 24 hours away. Scan that QR code on your screen right now. Go on, do it. You do not want to miss this fight. Everybody is talking about it, and you need to be with us on TNT Sports box office. It is an 18+ event. All the T's and C's, they are available on that QR code and on our website. 4 p.m. tomorrow is the time that you need to be setting your, I don't know what, clock, watch, alarm, however you do it. Just make sure you join us at the Kingdom Arena. Richie Woodall, thank you very much. Steve Buds, Carl Frampton, and Amir Khan, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that. But as I say, I can't say it enough. Join us tomorrow live from the Kingdom Arena. We will be there. Darren Fletcher will be there. David Hay will be joining us. It's the only place to be tomorrow, 4 p.m. We will see you then.
He gets smashed to pieces,
Two undefeated fighters, history being made, the first time 4 belts have ever been fought for, the most important fight of the 21st century.
Showboating early from the Gypsy King.
Fury's always done a little bit of showboating, but I think in a fight of that magnitude there was probably a bit too much.
Round 6.
Oh, solid shot, shook him down to his boots. There's an uppercut, what a shot! Now he's in trouble, Oleksandr Usyk.
Usyk needs something for this fight to carry on.
Round 9.
Oh, what a shot that is! Fury's wobbling, Usyk's caught him. Oh, is that the game changer? Usyk consents a finish. He's all over the ring. Is this a sensation? Tyson Fury hanging on.
But Fury refused to go down.
A fight that's tightened up significantly. This is everything that we hoped it would be.
I was on my feet with my heart beating out of my chest.
Both of them competing so fiercely right until the end. The final bell. What a fight.
He's a very good boxer.
To the winner by split decision from Ukraine,
We got the rematch.
The two best heavyweights of a generation are meeting again.
It just means smashing his face in.
My friend, we